First at 4, the conflict escalates between Israel and Hamas. We're hearing from 2 local women who were on one of the last flights out of the region before this violence erupted.
It's sunny outside right now, but we need some rain, and I am tracking a chance of showers moving up from the Gulf of Mexico later this week. We'll talk about the timing.
And the good news is we got a lane back for you across the top end, 285 westbound, but will it be enough to ease some of that congestion?
Braves fans are pumped up, even all the way in the parking deck. It feels like a must-win tonight against the Phillies. We're in the Battery as fans get ready for this huge game.
11 Alive News at 4 p.m. starts now.
And we'd like to wish you a good afternoon and welcome to 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Faith Jesse. We are starting our news an hour earlier now to catch you up on what's going on in your neighborhood, offer you some ways to save money and help you and your family stay safe. So we begin tonight with breaking news. The Spalding County Sheriff's Office says a 17-year-old now in jail charged with murdering a 14-year-old outside of a recent high school football game. 11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter live from Griffin with the very latest. Brittany, what do we know about this arrest?
Good afternoon, guys. Authorities tell me 17-year-old Kamarian Kendrick is being held here at the Spalding County Jail, accused of murdering 14-year-old Emmanuel Dorsey. Now, I called Dorsey's mother. I spoke with her just a few hours ago. She said she was at the funeral home working on his obituary. She was relieved to hear that there's an arrest in the case, but she still can't fathom why someone would do this to her child. We are learning that the Spalding County Sheriff's Office says the suspect, Kendrick, was tracked down on Saturday to a home in Henry County, spotted sitting in his car. Authorities say he was armed with a gun but taken into custody without incident. Kendrick is accused of killing Dorsey on September 30th down the road from the Griffin Spalding High School football game. Both Kendrick and Dorsey attended Griffin High, and the district said they aren't considering this a random attack. So far, police have not released a motive in this case. We do know that Kendrick, again, is being held here without bond. Guys.
Brittany Kleinpeter live in Griffin. Thank you. Right now, you are taking a live look at one of the most sacred and fought over parts of the world, the Western Wall in Jerusalem, where it is right now just past 11 p.m. Well, since the militant group Hamas attacked Israel on Saturday, the bloodshed has grown in this part of the world. And tonight, Israel is vowing to punish Gaza as the world waits to see what will happen next. Now, here's what we know and where things stand at this hour. Israel's rescue service is saying 900 people have reportedly been killed in Hamas's multi-pronged attack. Meantime, the health ministry in Gaza says at least 680 people have been killed, with more than 3,700 people wounded. And tonight, the armed wing of Hamas now says it will kill an Israeli hostage every time Israel's military bombs civilian targets in the Gaza Strip without warning.
Well, new tonight as airlines this past weekend began grounding and in some cases canceling flights in and out of Israel. Travelers were left trying to make sense of what was happening.
And 11 Alive's Karis Belger spoke with 2 women who found themselves on one of the last Delta Airlines flights out of Tel Aviv to Atlanta. And Karis, this had to be really shocking, something to live through.
That's what they tell me. Krista Smith and Sylvia Laughlin were at the end of a 3-week-long trip in Israel. They both say at one point they had to shelter in place at the airport before getting on their flight. Now, Krista and Sylvia say they were not aware of any risks before they left for the airport on Saturday. But once they were at the airport, they were briefly asked to go into a room and to shelter. They were then cut off from communication for the most part as they were flying. But when they landed in Atlanta, they learned about the violence on the ground back in Israel.
I was just overwhelmed because just thinking about our friends that are there, the ministry partners we have there, and it just breaks my heart to just think of what is happening in this land that we just so enjoyed for this period of time.
Now, Krista is now home in South Carolina, but she still says the experience and the information she's now learning about the situation in Israel is something that will stay with her. I'll have details on what they are hearing from friends who are still in Israel, coming up at 5.
All right, Karis, thank you. And Lester Holt has made his way inside Israel for a special edition of NBC Nightly News. For up-to-the-minute details on what reporters have seen over there so far, plus the latest on American victims, all that is coming your way at 6:30 right here on 11 Alive. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about our weather. It was a really nice start to the work week out there. But Melissa, I know there could be some rain on the way, some rain you're tracking.
Eventually, Jonathan, and that rain comes in here midweek, a chance of showers. But this evening, sunshine, clear skies. That is the forecast out at Truist Park, the Battery. Excitement building ahead of that Game 2 of the NLDS. And we see that blue sky in the background right now as they're getting the fields prepped for the game. 74 at the moment. West winds are 16 miles per hour. But that dry air that was responsible for the chilly mornings, that is still in place. So it's going to be cooling and comfortable this evening for the game. 74 in Marietta right now, 69 in Blairsville, and this evening will be falling back during the game. First pitch is 73, but then as we get into those later innings, we'll be cooling down through the 60s. We do need rain. I am tracking a chance of showers this week. We'll talk about that coming up. Let's check on your game commute and building traffic for the evening commute. What's the latest, Crash Clark?
Yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on I-75. Already seeing some southbound tailgaters head there, but I want to keep an eye on 75 on the south side. Look at this traffic coming and going out of Locust Grove. That is all because of a stalled tractor trailer 75 southbound right at Bill Gardner Parkway, and he is blocking up a right lane. You've got major delays coming and going from McDonough to Locust Grove. May want to consider Highway 23 as an alternate. And there's the good news. I'm going to give you that top end perimeter. You've got your lane back. 285, you now have 4 lanes westbound between Roswell Road and Riverside. Still going to get nightly closures at Mount Vernon, but the good news is they're going to accelerate that build of the Mount Vernon Bridge. Should be finished by spring of 2024. Jonathan?
Crash, thanks so much. All right, the Braves are set for their second game of the National League Division Series against the Philadelphia Phillies tonight.
Oh, yeah, everybody's waiting for it. So after losing Game 1, fans are ready to see the Braves secure a win. In Game 2, they have the home team behind them. Teresa Bowles live at the Battery. Teresa, we can already see a lot of energy back there. You're talking to fans all afternoon. How are they feeling about this game? I know we all want to see a big win tonight.
Well, the Braves fans are feeling confident that they're going to take this win against the Phillies. Some have even traveled from Miami to be here today. Now, some schools are out for fall break. The weather is gorgeous, and it's bringing out big energy at the Battery this afternoon, even in the parking garage. Now that there is clearly pressure to beat the Phillies tonight, and even this best-of-5 series at 1 game apiece. And fans I talked with are dedicated in their support of the Braves, like Hannah Carver, who woke up early after her shift as a night nurse. She was the first to set her lawn chair here outside of the stadium in the Battery to make sure that she had the best seats. And since she goes to as many games as she can, here's what Carver says will lead the Braves to a win.
I think having Max Fried on the mound is going to be a key. He's my favorite. He's been great for us all year, so having him, I think, will be comforting to the team. I also think we got to get our offense going.
If you can't already tell from the crowds pouring in behind me, the playoff energy is electric. We will hear from more fans coming up at 5. Live in the Battery, Teresa Bowles, 11 Alive News.
Teresa, it seems like there is so much excitement. I got to say, you have one of the coolest assignments of the night. You got on your red, so we are hoping that they come up with
Yeah, and it's still early in the series, so we know they can do it.
Yes.
All right, well, still ahead here at 4, there is a claim out tonight saying the U.S. is sending billions of dollars to Israel in the fight against Hamas. Our Verified team is looking at what's really going on.
The family of Johnny Holman is taking their fight for justice to the district attorney's office. I'm Bo Beth Yates, and coming up, I have details on their meeting with DA Fani Willis.
So much for the holiday ride. 75 southbound slam trying to get from McDonough to Locust Grove. Got to get a tractor trailer out of your way near Bill Gardner Parkway.
Welcome back to 11 Alive News at 4. This afternoon, the family of a deacon recently who died during an encounter with police took their fight for justice to the Fulton County DA's office.
Johnny Holman died after being tased by an Atlanta police officer when officers responded to a car crash. 11 Alive's Bo Beth Yates joining us live from the district attorney's office. And Bo Beth, you were there as the family walked into the building to meet with DA Fani Willis.
That's exactly right, Faith. The family walked into that door behind me as they met with DA Fani Willis, and they said their goal was to compel her to file charges against the officer who responded to the scene of his traffic accident. Now, according to officials, 62-year-old Johnny Holman died back on August 10th. In a press release, GBI said Holman became non-compliant and an officer had to tase him. But according to the family, Holman called police for help and instead was killed. His autopsy report released last week by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office classified his death medically as a homicide and noted that Holman died as a result of an abnormal heart rhythm due to being tased. Now, during their meeting with District Attorney Fani Willis, Holman family said they wanted her to know more about who he was and, of course, tried to compel her to file charges criminally against the officer for his death.
We're looking forward to this meeting so that we can move in the next direction, next steps. We're hoping that we get what we're looking for, which is to have this video released and to get justice for our father.
Now, the autopsy report also listed pulmonary disease, diabetes, and obesity as cause for Holman's death, but they say he was living with those illnesses and that he would not have died if it wasn't for the encounter with the officer. Now, coming up at 5, I have more details on what they said happened during their meeting with DA Fani Willis. Sending it back to you guys.
New at 4, former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark is pushing forward with his bid to move his 2020 election interference case to federal court. Today, he filed a notice indicating he'll take his case to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. A federal judge previously ruled Clark couldn't take his case out of Fulton County Superior Court after he failed to prove he acted within the assumed authority of his position. Clark wanted letters sent to state leaders, including Governor Brian Kemp, that the DOJ identified concerns that may have impacted the 2020 election. Meanwhile, in Washington, House Republicans are racing to find a new speaker after Kevin McCarthy's historic ouster last week. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana and Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan are the two candidates vying to replace McCarthy. They plan to make their pitches to fellow Republicans today at a closed party conference discussion. After this, a candidate forum is planned for tomorrow, and an internal election is set for Wednesday. At this point, it's not yet clear when the full House floor will vote for the speaker will happen. The need to elect a new House Speaker growing even more urgent as the U.S. works to come to the aid of Israel amid the unprecedented attacks by Hamas. And
Faith, within hours of the first images of the war coming out of Israel, a lot of misinformation was spreading online about what the U.S. was going to do to help. Abby Larico is in tonight to verify.
The claim that the United States swiftly pledged $8 billion in military aid to Israel, repeated in posts all over the platform formerly known as Twitter, and seemingly confirmed in this White House press release. But we checked with several sources to verify this announcement is fake. It's nowhere on the White House or Department of State website, and instead appears to be a doctored version of this press release issued over the summer, announcing the authorization of U.S. aid to Ukraine in that ongoing war. $400 million worth, not $8 billion. The United States does provide billions of dollars in support to Israeli defense forces each year, outlined in this Congressional Research Service report, as part of a series of agreements dating back decades. Quote, Israel is the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign assistance since World War II.
And the White House is underscoring its continued support for the people of Israel. Talking about his administration's communications with Israeli leadership over the weekend, President Biden said, quote, we'll make sure that they have the help their citizens need. So we'll keep an eye out for verified announcements of next American steps. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
And as always, if you hear or see something online that you'd like us to verify, send us an email. You can also text Verify to the number on your screen, 404-885-7600.
And at 4:16, we've got a lot of sunshine outside right now, but we need rain. I know we got a few showers on Friday. That rain total at the airport was a measly 0.01 inches. So rain deficit, 3.5 inches. But why am I showing you that? It's because we have a little more promising signs of some showers the second half of the week this week. In fact, 2 different opportunities for some of us to pick up some rain. And that first opportunity will come in here from the Gulf of Mexico. You see that little yellow circled area right there on the map? That's an area of thunderstorms in the Bay of Campeche that's going to merge with a frontal boundary. And let me show you what this does to the rain chances as we get later in the week along the Gulf Coast. Now, it's going to stay well south of our area for tomorrow, but by the end of Wednesday into Thursday morning, some of that moisture gets thrown up into central Georgia, southern Georgia, maybe even parts of North Georgia. So rain chances the next couple of days. We're dry today, dry tomorrow, but then you notice some slim chances that we could pick up some showers there. Wednesday, Thursday, 30% rain chance, and then Friday goes up to 40% as we have another front coming into the area to kick off the weekend. So 2 opportunities, Wednesday into Thursday, and then Friday into Saturday of some showers. Models don't agree on how much rain we'll get, but you know what? We'll cross our fingers for any little drop of rainfall. They range anywhere from a couple of tenths of an inch to about an inch of rain over the next week here for the ATL. All right, sunshine outside right now, looking north up the top side of 285, up 400. Currently, we're in the mid 70s and upper 70s outside. The next couple of hours for us, really pleasant outside. Mild temperatures right now. Again, we're going to be falling back there at 6 o'clock into the low 70s. Then sunset tonight, 7:12. After that sun sets, we'll see a quick cool off down into the 60s for the Braves game at Truist Park. So we'll start tomorrow morning. Crisp and cool again, not quite as chilly as this morning, but low 50s to start us off. Increasing clouds tomorrow afternoon, but still dry, and we are up around 80 degrees temperature-wise. Now, Wednesday, as the moisture starts to move in, clouds will thicken up, but it looks like the best chance of rain Wednesday holds off until after sunset. Then rain showers overspread, especially areas south of I-20 for the overnight into early Thursday morning. So here's your 7-day forecast, tracking some of those shower chances in here through the first half of the weekend. I think they'll clear out sometime on Saturday morning. Cooler air to finish the weekend.
Melissa, thank you. Tonight, many people are rolling up their sleeves for the flu vaccine. But there's one rumor that often runs rampant every flu season. Our Jennifer Bellamy joining us now with a look at what's coming up tonight at 5.
Yeah, Jonathan, so many of us have heard this before, maybe even experienced it. The vaccine lowers your risk of getting the virus, but some say they actually feel a little sick after they get the shot. Our Verified team is looking into claims about whether or not the vaccine actually gives you the virus. And the Morehouse School of Medicine receiving a major gift. We'll tell you all the details of the new grant and the school's plans to provide better care for mothers. Plus, the IRS extension to file your taxes is coming to an end soon. We've got the dates you need to remember and penalties that you could face. All of that coming up new at 5.
All right, the Atlanta Hawks open their preseason slate tomorrow, hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. But today, those with the NBA-sized dreams had a chance to train like a pro. Check this out. So the Atlanta Hawks Basketball Academy hosted 2 clinics at Northside Youth Organization in Chastain Park. And those who came out got the chance to focus on improving their hoop skills, all while promoting teamwork. The seasons were part of Junior NBA Week, which is dedicated to recognizing the influence of youth basketball both on and off the court. I absolutely love to see the young people out there being able to bounce it out, take a jump shot like Trae Young. He does the jump shots, right? Look, I'm trying to brush up on my basketball.
I think he does it all.
But it's great that they also had a camp specifically for our young ladies, so they could also participate, ones who were interested in basketball as well.
I can dream.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
We can dream.
I want to know where to get a Lady Baller shirt. That was a good, I like the shirt. Lady Ballers, I like that name. It's catchy. Yeah.
It's good to see. All right.
Absolutely love it. All right, guys, so as you saw earlier, there is plenty of hope from Braves fans as they are looking to draw even with Philly and the NLDS. It's happening tonight, baby. We're going to head back live to Truist Park for a preview.
Also, Atlanta rapper 21 Savage, officially a U.S. citizen. Details on the first place he plans to perform overseas. That's coming up next. You're watching 11 Alive News at 4. Tonight, the culinary world is mourning the death of celebrity chef Michael Chiarello. According to a statement from his company, now he died Saturday while he was being treated for an acute allergic reaction, which led him to go into shock. He was known for his time hosting the Food Network series Easy Entertaining with Michael Chiarello. He did it for 10 seasons, in fact. He also appeared on the cooking series, including Top Chef and Iron Chef America. Chiarello was 61 years old.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my back.
All right, Atlanta rapper 21 Savage can now travel overseas. According to his attorney, the rapper is now officially a U.S. citizen and can legally go outside of the country. All right, so you might remember back in 2019, the rapper was taken into custody by ICE agents. He spent 10 days in a detention center in South Georgia after being arrested over his visa, which had expired in 2006. Now, 21 Savage was born in London and moved here to Atlanta when he was 7 years old. He is now planning an international show in his hometown of London.
We have all made sacrifices. It is not a choice.
And just hours ago, Netflix dropping this new teaser for the 6th and final season of their hit show, the Netflix show The Crown. It shows Queen Elizabeth II, played by Imelda Staunton, walking through Buckingham Palace as her words from the past echo throughout. So the final season will come out in 2 parts. The first will be released on November 16th, while the second one will roll out December 14th. And I know a lot of people who are fans of that, and so I need to go back and watch from season 1.
I was just about to say, now they're about to do me like they did me on Game of Thrones, because I didn't start watching until the last season was about to come out. So I have some time invested to sit in front of my TV.
To catch up.
And catch up.
All right, here's Crash.
That's what we're going to do.
All right, it is a rough ride on 75 south through McDonough and Locust Grove, all because of one tractor trailer. And of course, we are checking on that Braves traffic.
Plus, your weather, not so rough right now. Sunshine today, wasometers at 10 tomorrow, but then we track some shower chances later this week. We'll talk about that at 4:30.